Hello and welcome, thanks for tuning in, it's nice to have you with us. Things escalated slightly and so I prepared 25 different liquid waxes in order to review them for you and to compare them with each other. And so let's not waste any more time and start with this test. One important note at the beginning of this video. This won't be a comprehensive test and comparison of each and every aspect and characteristic of the different products, because then the video would get way too long. I will tell you about some of the characteristics. I will introduce the different products I will use in this test. I will tell you how much they cost. But then I will mainly look at some of the characteristics, namely how easy are they to apply, how good are they at covering or masking light swirls and paint defects, because some of those are very close to a glaze in what they are supposed to do. Then we will of course have a look at the hydrophobics, the beading and the sheeting that those products can create. And then we will also wash this test panel and use some chemicals on it in order to test the chemical resistance, which can be together with the hydrophobics an indicator for durability and the level of protection that those products are able to give you. I prepared this test hood by polishing it with an aggressive microfiber pad on a Rupes Mille, which means that I created quite a significant amount of haze on this panel. I left this haze then on purpose, and after that I used a dish sponge and created circular swirls on this whole hood in order to have a consistent level of paint defects on this test panel, so that we can test how well these products are able to mask them. But that's enough talk for now, so let's start with a short introduction of each and every one of those different products. So let's go through the lineup of products I have here. From Asia, the Tonyin Liquid Wax, which costs about 16 euros for those not quite 500 milliliters. Then I have here the American corner. I have the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solution Ceramic Polish and Wax, which costs here in Europe about 18 euros for these 500 milliliters. Then we have the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax, 35 euros for not quite 500 milliliters. We have the Meguiar's M27. This is from community member Daniel, which gave me this bottle, also 30 euros for the 500 milliliters. Then we have the classic Meguiar's Deep Crystal Carnauba wax, which is a very nice beginner wax, costs 15 euros for this large, almost 500 milliliter bottle. And then we also have the very popular Collinite 845 wax, which costs a tiny bit more than 20 euros for this bottle. And then I also have my personal Andreas Pink Nose Wax. Now, this is the 3M Rosa Wax, which Tim, another community member, gave me, so I will include that as well. Then we have the German corner, which is an expensive corner, mainly because of the Polish Angel Snowwhite. Now, there are different versions of this. The Snowwhite is for white paint. The one which is called famous would be the one which is universally usable. But listen, 50 milliliters of this, I repeat, 50 milliliters cost 38 euros. If you want 100 milliliter, you pay 60 euros, and 200 milliliters of this stuff costs 110 euros. So incredibly expensive, and we will see if this stuff is worth it. Then we have the ServFaces HybridWax Creme, also rather expensive, at 19 euros for these 250 milliliters. Then we have the Liquid Elements Shield Wax. I also have here in a sample bottle. This one also very expensive. It costs 15 euros for 100 milliliters. And then I have here a sample product which is not yet out. It is from a German manufacturer who sent me this. It is a liquid wax, so I thought it would be perfect to include that in the test. I can't and won't tell you which manufacturer it is, but we will have a look at its performance too. Then from Italy, the Innovacar G1 Glossy. This 250 milliliter bottle costs 10 euros, so it's a comparably cheap product in this test. And then we have the Tenzi ceramic wax, I think from Poland. 300 milliliters of this one costs around 15 euros. Then we come to the UK corner. We start with the Yum Wax, 500 milliliters, around 20 pounds. The Dunking Biscuit Quartz, which is a hybrid wax or hybrid sealant, costs 12 pounds for the 250 milliliters. The AutoGlanz Luminosity Liquid Wax costs 11 pounds for 250 milliliters and 19 pounds for this large 500 milliliter bottle. The Autobright Direct Chocolate Glaze costs 14 pounds for the 500 milliliter. Now, it says glaze on the bottle there. However, if you read the product description on the bottle back there, it says it will clean the paint, it will mask light paint defects, and this is the important part, it also has Carnauba wax in there, which is why I included this one in the test. Even if Autobright Direct has a dedicated liquid wax in its lineup, it's just something I don't have here. Then we have the Vovos Hot Wax, which costs 13 pounds for this 500 milliliter bottle. Infinity Wax Turbo 6, rather expensive because this small 250 milliliter bottle costs 15 pounds. Then we have 3 products from Wax Planet: Duragloss, Maracana and Lock and Load. Lock and Load is more like a polymer sealant, but works and feels and applies just like a liquid wax, which is why I included it here. And these two are more like traditional liquid waxes. Duragloss costs 10 pounds for 500 milliliters, Maracana will cost 15 pounds, and the Lock and Load will cost 18 pounds, all for 500 milliliters. Then we have Simplewax Liquid Armour, which is a synthetic wax, I think, and costs 15 pounds for 500 milliliters. This one was given to me by Simplewax. Thank you very much for that. Then we have the Easy Car Care Nardo, which costs 16 pounds for 500 milliliters. However, Easy has a sale going on every 2 weeks, so I personally would not pay the normal price for it. And then there's the AutoFinesse Radiance Carnauba Cream Wax, which costs 15 pounds for this small 250 milliliter bottle and 23 pounds for the larger 500 milliliter bottle. So now I can start editing the first part of the video. You motherfucker ass fat. Oh! So what happened there was that I was stupid and deleted the part of the video where I explained to you my observations regarding the application and removal of those products. Which means I have to do it all over again, but always try to see the positive even if negative things like this happen, which is why I see this as a chance to do it even better. And therefore I arranged the products according to how difficult or how easy they were to apply. And now I can go quickly through it together with you. We start with the paint sealants. And the paint sealants definitely were a bit more difficult to apply. It's not necessarily the application itself, meaning how you spread the products, because they are rather liquid, they are well lubricated, and they spread nicely. However, when it comes to the removal, you have shorter curing times. They react more to different temperature levels. And when you start wiping them off, you have to be more careful, you have to be more concentrated in order to not leave streaks or smearings behind. And that's exactly the reason why I included those products in this comparison, in order to show you that you can also go ahead and use products from other product categories when it comes to the ingredients. However, car care is always about compromises, meaning that maybe you get a bit more performance out of these products, but they tend to be a bit more difficult to apply. However, there was one product which is a liquid wax, which was at least as difficult to apply as these ones, if not even more complicated. This is the Liquid Elements Shield Wax. The first issue is that it has a rather large opening here on the bottle, and it is an extremely liquid product, so it doesn't have the consistency of a cream like many of the other products do, which makes it almost impossible to get it onto an applicator without spilling the product all around you. The best way I found to use it is to place the applicator on top of it, then turn it around once, and then you have enough product on the applicator to work with. But the issues don't stop there. The application itself and spreading it already shows some limitations, because it does not spread as nicely as all the other products, meaning you have to concentrate more in order to make sure that you get an even layer. And then when it comes to the removal, you need several passes with a high quality microfiber towel in order to get all the residue off. And even if you do concentrate, you tend to leave smears and streaking behind. So application wise, this pretty much makes the last place in this comparison. Then we have the two products which are all in one polishes, the Turtle Wax as well as the Tonyin, although it says liquid wax on the bottle of the Tonyin. With the Tonyin, you don't really feel that there are polishing abrasives in it. It is very, very liquid and spreads nicely. With the Turtle Wax, you can feel it under the applicator that there is a tiny bit of friction behind it, but it's definitely not something I would say is an issue with this product, and it still applies very, very easy. Then we have four products which have a rather special consistency, meaning that if it is cold where you apply them or you store them at a cold place, they are rather thick in their consistency. And if it is warm outside or if you store them warm, then they become a bit more liquid. And this effect is especially pronounced with the Infinity Wax Turbo 6, which does it on its own. The Collinite 845 as well as the Polish Angel products, they need a lot of heat to become more liquid. Now, to be clear about it, you can apply all of those products no matter what the consistency is. However, all of them become a tiny bit easier to actually spread on the paint if they are a bit warmer, if they are a bit more liquid. With the Collinite 845, this effect, as I said, is especially pronounced, because if you open the bottle and it is cool, the product, then you can really see by the way that it comes out that it is a very, very thick wax. So I would actually also recommend, like a lot of others have already told you, to place this in a bucket of warm water in order to warm it up. Then give it a good shake, and then it becomes a tiny bit easier to spread. However, because of its thick consistency, you tend to use too much product, and then it becomes a tiny bit harder to remove compared to all the other products. And I think this really is down to its special consistency. With the products by Polish Angel, it's the same. They have a rather thick, a rather cream-like consistency. However, they oil up as soon as you place them on the applicator and then place this one on the panel. But I would also recommend to maybe warm them up slightly before you use them, because then they become even easier to spread. Because that's the thing with all of those products. Yes, they have a special consistency, but that does not mean that they are hard to spread or remove, especially when it comes to the Infinity Wax and the Polish Angel products, which are as easy to work with as all the others. With the Collinite 845, as I said, this one tends to be a bit harder to remove. If you you apply too much, which probably will happen because of its special consistency. Then we have a huge group of liquid waxes, which are pretty much all the same, and that means they are ridiculously easy to apply. And that's actually one major aspect I found within this whole group test, which also made me understand the category of liquid waxes a bit better, because each and every one of them is very easy to use. I think they are excellent products for beginners, and they are also much easier to use than pretty much every paste wax out there. Yes, there are tiny differences. For example, that the Dunking Biscuit Quartz as well as the Simplewax Armour are a tiny little bit harder to remove. With the Simplewax, especially if you leave it to cure for too long, because then it becomes a tiny little bit grabby with the first few passes of your microfiber. After you broke down this initial hard crust on top of it, it is very easy to remove, and it was actually one of the easiest products to spread. So mixed results there, but as I said, all of them, the Wax Planet Lock and Load as well as the DuraGloss, the Easy Nardo, the AutoGlanz Luminosity, both of the Meguiar's products, the Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax and the M27, the Innovacar, the Tenzi, and as I said, the Polish Angel products as well as the Infinity Wax, but also the Simplewax and the Dunking Biscuit. Very easy to use, and all of them pretty much got top points when it comes to the application of them. And then we had a group of waxes which were even a tiny bit easier to apply than those already very easy products. And this was the Vovos Hot Wax. This mainly because it has a rather liquid consistency, so it spreads rather well, but is also extremely easy to remove. The Auto Bright Chocolate Glaze is also a rather liquid product, which leads to the same effect. Very easy to apply, but also very easy to remove. The Yum Wax, I would say, has the perfect consistency of a liquid wax, but that's also something I could say about the ServFaces as well as the AutoFinesse Radiance. And together with the Wax Planet Maracana and the Meguiar's Deep Crystal Carnauba, those are ridiculously easy to remove. Also based on the fact that all of them create a very slick surface. I can already tell you that we have some seriously impressive results, but let's go through them. We now have here the Polish Angel Master Sealant, which, yes, did something to the finish. It has a slight darkening effect, but it's not the strongest within the field. There we have the Fusso Coat F7 again. Yes, slight darkening effect. Slight increase in depth, but not the strongest, especially compared to this one. This is Sonax Polymer Netshield, and have a look at what this one did to this otherwise hazed or hazy and scratched up paint. That's an incredible, a seriously impressive result, and one of the single strongest effects within the whole field. Then we have the ServFaces HybridWax Creme there. Also very impressive result. I actually was very surprised by this one. Then we have the Liquid Elements Shield Wax. Not such a strong and pronounced effect, especially if you consider the price of this one, but that even more so accounts for the Polish Angel Snowwhite. I mean, no, this is not the product dedicated for dark paint. It's the one for white paint, but still not a very strong darkening effect. I actually think the Master Sealant did much better, but for the price of this product, I am rather disappointed. Then there is nothing, because there should have been the 3M. Then we have the Tenzi, and yes, similar as the other ones, it did something. It did create a darkening effect. I think now you can see it, but not the strongest. Yes, the Tonyin definitely had a more severe effect. Yeah, clearly visible. Then we have the Innovacar G1 Glossy. Also, I would say quite an impressive effect there. Then we have the mystery product from the other German manufacturer. I'm still not telling you which one it is, but I would say rather impressive result. At least as good as the ServFaces product. And one of the strongest effects there. Very, very good, very impressive. Then we have the Collinite 845 there. Yeah, not the strongest darkening effect, I have to say. For the hype this product generated in the English-speaking world because of some YouTube channels, I have to say, not the best results in terms of the finish, but maybe this product has other virtues. Then we have there the Meguiar's M27. Yeah, visible darkening effect, not bad. The hybrid ceramic liquid wax has a more pronounced effect, I would say. You can see it there. But look at this one. The good old deep crystal Carnauba wax, one of the strongest effects within the whole field. Very, very impressive, very nice finish that he created there. But also the turtle wax, you can see now there, did a very impressive job at creating a deeper color effect. Next to it we have the AutoBright chocolate glaze, the all-in-one product. Also very good result, I would say. Infinity wax, also not a bad result at all. This one is even stronger, I'd say. This one is the AutoFinesse. Very nice effect actually. But also the easy Nardo has a visible and strong effect there, but not quite as strong as the Infinity Wax and not quite as strong as the AutoFinesse. And then this is the Simplewax Liquid Armour. This has one of the least pronounced darkening effects. But once again, maybe this product has other virtues, but it's not in the darkening effect. It's not at enriching the paint color there. This one did much more. This is the Wax Planet Lock and Load, which is the paint sealant. The Maracana also created a visible effect, but the Duragloss actually had the most pronounced, most visible effect of those three Wax Planet products. In my opinion, yeah, now you can see it. Duragloss, Maracana, Lock and Load. Interesting to see. Then we have the Vovo's Hot Wax. Yeah, it did something. I mean, compared to other products, we have to say it did at least something, but not the strongest effect. Same for the AutoGlanz Luminosity. Definitely did something, but it's not the strongest effect. And next to it, yeah, Yum Wax definitely did something. This is a very, very strong effect. Very nice to see. Really enriches and deepens the color there. And then we have the Dunking Biscuit one down there. It also did something, yes. You can especially see it there, but not as strong as the Yum Wax, I would say. So we now go over the same surfaces, but under the strong light of a Scangrip handheld light. This is this one. So we start with the Polish Angel Master Sealant, and this one, yeah, it was able to mask some of the paint defects, but not to a huge extent. Fusso Code F7. Also, I would say some are gone. But definitely not all of them. Then, Sonax Polymer, yes, look at it. The Polymer Netshield is able to mask a lot of the paint defects actually. This is a very, very strong result. Then, the HybridWax Creme by ServFaces, this one, yeah, look at it. This one is able to mask quite a lot. Liquid Elements Shield Wax, not so much, I would say. Yeah, you can clearly see that there are more paint defects. Then we have the other Polish Angel product, the Snowwhite, and yeah, this one was able to mask a lot. Was it able to mask more than the Master Sealant? Yeah, I would say so. So the high price does give you a slight bit more in terms of masking ability. Then we have the Tonyin Liquid. Oh, this one was good, I would say. It did mask quite a lot of the paint defects there. Interesting. Then the Tonyin. Oh, now we are talking. Yeah, look at that. So yes, this product definitely does include either very strong fillers or abrasives, because this one was able to remove a lot of those swirls. Interesting. Then we have the Innovacar G1 Glossy. It's called G1, not S1. Yes, also did mask quite a lot, but not all of it. Then we have the mystery product once again. Oh yes, very nice results there. Yep, this one feels rather good. Then we look at the turtle wax. Oh yes, this one definitely contains abrasives, because this is a seriously impressive result. So it either masks them very well or removes them. Good one. The Meguiar's Deep Crystal. Also very good. Very, very good results. Yeah, look at this difference. Very nice. The Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax. Also not bad, but not as good as the Deep Crystal, I would say. Then we have the Auto Bright Chocolate Glaze there, an all-in-one product, and yes, this definitely was able to mask a lot of it. Yep, good results there. Then the Infinity Wax Turbo 6. Yeah, not as strong as some of the others, but don't be confused, these white ones are scratches, they cannot be masked. Not as good as some of the others, but still very impressive filling capabilities. Then we have the AutoFinesse one. Yeah, yes, it did fill some of them. Yeah, it did. It did rather good, I have to say. Yeah, did comparably well. Then we have the AutoGlanz Luminosity. No, I don't think that this one masked a lot of the paint defects. No, definitely not as good as the other ones. Then the Wowo's Hot Wax. Yeah, in direct comparison with the Infinity Wax there, I think it did okay. It did especially, I think, better than the AutoGlanz, but not quite as strong as the Infinity Wax. Then we have the Wax Planet Duragloss. Yes, this one has masked quite a lot of those paint defects. Good result there. Then we switch over to the Yum Wax. Yep, this one did quite well too. I mean, you can clearly see that there is a limit to what filling can do, but it definitely made it better than the untreated surface. Then we have the Dunking Biscuit Quartz. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Definitely not as strong as the Yum Wax back there. And I would say, yeah, maybe slightly filling them, but not as pronounced as some of the others. Then we have Wax Planet Locked and Load there. I mean, for a paint sealant, this is rather impressive, I would say, at filling. Almost as strong as the Polymer Netshield. Very good. And we have Maracana here. Which is the traditional liquid wax by Wax Planet. Yeah, it did. It definitely did. More so than others. But not perfectly. I mean, especially compared to the Duragloss, I think Maracana fares a tiny bit worse. Then we have the Simplewax Liquid Armour. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, yeah. Because it did not create a pronounced darkening effect. However, it was able to mask quite a lot of those paint defects. Now this is interesting, and it shows you that a darkening effect does not necessarily mean that a product fills properly and the other way around. So good results for the Simplewax there. Then we have the Easy Nardo. Oh yeah, this one was very good. Oh yes. This one fills to quite some extent. Amongst the best, I would say, in this comparison. Nice. Collinite 845. Yep, not the best, and not amongst the best in this test, but still, I would say, impressive filling capabilities. So it's able to do that. And then Meguiar's M27. Also, yeah, impressive. Definitely impressive, I would say. It does fill and create some very nice results. So, as I said, very clear results. Then, because I know that the felt slickness that such products create is an important factor for a lot of you guys out there, I also arranged these products according to their slickness. And the good message is, if you are someone who wants a slick product, then liquid waxes in general are a very good choice because all of them are comparably slick products when you compare them to products of other categories. I did this in a systematic way. I gave the felt slickness of those product points ranging from 0 to 10. 0 would be sandpaper and 10 would be the perfect slick surface. And we start with these two products, the Simplewax and the Infinity Wax. I gave both of them 5 points, meaning that they are slick, they are not the slickest, but it will be interesting to see if my observation holds true, that products which are not the slickest tend to be very, very hydrophobic products. Then we have the group of 3 products which I gave 6 points out of 10 when it comes to slickness, the Dunking Biscuit, the Collinite 845, as well as the Liquid Elements Shield Wax. The next group scored 7 points out of 10 when it comes to slickness, AutoGlanz Luminosity, Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic, the Turtle Wax, the Tonyin, the Tenzi, the Innovacar, as well as the Wax Planet Lock and Load. Then we have the group of products which scored 8 points out of 10 in the slickness. The test product from the German manufacturer, ServFaces, AutoFinesse, Fusso F7, Wax Planet Maracana as well as Duragloss, the Easy, the Vovos, the Auto Bright Chocolate Glaze as well as the Meguiar's M27 are all very, very slick products. However, these three, the Sonax Polymer Netshield, the Wax as well as the Polish Angel Master Sealant, are even a tiny bit slicker. I think with the Netshield we have to be careful because I think that the felt slickness of products is a very subjective matter. And most people, when they score slickness, they go over a surface with their hands. However, your hands can already, which is why I score slickness always with a microfiber towel. And when you feel the Netshield with your hand, it can feel grabby. However, if you use something consistent like a microfiber towel, then this is a very, very slick product. However, the two slickest products by far were the Polish Angel Snowwhite as well as the Meguiar's Deep Crystal Carnauba Wax. So one of the cheapest and the most expensive product in this test. All the liquid waxes now had a whole day to cure and fully harden. I already brought the test hood into the washing hall. As you can see, I already did a first test in order to check if everything works. And now you can watch with me. All right, we already saw that there are some very interesting results there, but let's go through the product. The Wax does not look bad at all. Some of the beads are not perfectly round, but still, it looks rather promising until now. The Dunking Biscuit Quartz looks a tiny bit better. The beads are smaller, the beads are rounder, but some of them are not perfectly round. You can see it there, but still holds up very well. The Wax Planet Lock and Load, as well as the Simplewax Liquid Armour, both I think are contenders for the winners in the hydrophobic department. Yes, the waxes which are there benefit from the hood having a higher angle there, so don't forget that, but still, these two beat absolutely fantastic. But also the Wax Planet Maracana, as well as the Easy Nardo, don't look that bad. With the Wax Planet Duragloss, as well as the AutoFinesse Radiance, we have to be careful because right now it looks as though they do create some nice beading, but we already saw that if there's too much water, then these two products struggle. You can already see it by the form of those larger droplets there. But we will have a look at that afterwards. The Vovos Hot Wax does not look too bad. And the Infinity Wax Turbo 6, I think, is a front runner in the hydrophobics department. Then the Collinite 845 does look good, but not quite as good as the Simplewax or the Wax Planet there. The Meguiar's M27 and the Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax both look pretty much identical to me. Then let's not forget that the Deep Crystal Carnauba Wax by Meguiar's is one of the cheapest products in this comparison. It also was one of the easiest, but still, it holds up rather good. The Tenzi was already a bit disappointing because the beads are rather flat, they are not very tall, and if there's too much water, it starts to struggle. The Tonyin, for me, really is just a polish. You can see it by the form of the beads there. The Innovacar G1 Glossy is rather disappointing. from the beads, from the foam of the beads, as well as when there's too much water, it struggles really hard. The two Polish Angel products look good, however, the Master Sealant looks significantly better than the more expensive Snowwhite. The Liquid Elements Shield Wax looks okay, but that's about it, which I think is disappointing regarding its price point. Fusso F7 as well as Sonax Polymer Netshield look fantastic, but Polymer Netshield is a bit better, and it's the only product where every single bead on this section looks tall, looks round, which is a very, very good result. The ServFaces wax looks okay, but already some of the beads look a bit flat and not that round. The mystery product from the German manufacturer, which you see there, looks promising. Very, very good, I have to say. And also the turtle wax, I have to say, if we consider that this is also a polish, this one looks rather good. As well as the Auto Bright chocolate glaze. I mean, for a glaze or an all-in-one product, this really looks very good. And the AutoGlanz, I would say, is in the midfield. So what I will now do is I will increase the amount of water I spray on the panel to see what's what. As you saw, clear differences now. For me, clearly the best product in the hydrophobics department for now, the Sonax Polymer Netshield, the Soft 99 Fusso F7, the Polish Angel Master Sealant, the Simplewax Liquid Armour, the Wax Planet Locked and Load, and also the Infinity Wax Turbo 6. Then there's a large middle field of pretty much all the other waxes, except for the following ones, which are clearly behind, I would say. The Wax Planet Duragloss, the Vovos Hot Wax, the AutoFinesse Radiance, the Liquid Elements Shield Wax, the ServFaces Wax, and then the last two places, clearly for me, the Tonyin as well as the Innovacar Wax. And as I said, yes, you could now go ahead and say that the Yum Wax does sheet a little bit slower than the Dunking Biscuit, but those are really tiny, tiny differences, and I think we can now go ahead. What I will do now is I will wash several times with a wash mitt and the G1 Bath shampoo, which is a pure pH neutral shampoo without any additives. And I will see how well the waxes cope with that. If there is no significant difference after a few washes and a few passes with the wash mitt, I will support the whole thing with the Cottage Chimney Green Star in a 1 to 10 mix. This is a strong alkaline APC or pre-wash. It's the equivalent of the Bilthamber Surfax HD. I will also support this with the wash mitt, so we have mechanical abrasion as well. And let's now see how well these waxes cope with mechanical and chemical influences. After only one wash cycle, we already have an update. The Yum Wax, the Liquid Elements one, the ServFaces up there, the Collinite, the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax, definitely also the Deep Crystal Carnauba Wax, and the Wax Planet Maracana already took a severe hit, and the ones which already were bad, the Wowos, the Wax Planet Duragloss and the AutoFinesse now are really, really bad. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think you see where this is going, and I will now continue.
I'm driving down an empty freeway. No waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
I didn't count, to be honest, but I think we almost hit 10 wash cycles, and the products which are coping extremely well are, not surprising, the Sonax Polymer Netshield. This is almost unaffected, I would say. The Fusso Coat F7 by Soft 99 is a tiny bit attacked, but not by much. The Polish Angel Master Sealant looks rather good. The Collinite 845 holds up pretty well as the Simplewax and the Wax Planet Lock and Load. The Dunking Biscuit surprises me. This keeps up rather well as the Infinity Wax Turbo 6. This holds up extremely well. The ones which are definitely gone are the Tonyin. I would also say the Innovacar has had a pretty bad hit. The Duragloss by Wax Planet, the AutoFinesse Radiance, the Turtle Wax up there. However, as you can see by the water that is on the untreated surfaces and by the darkening effect that still is there and still is visible, none of the products is completely gone. Which means I will now go ahead and use the Koch Chemie Green Star, so the alkaline APC, in order to accelerate things. So, several interesting observations. For once, so much to the theory that alkaline pre-cleaners remove waxes or sealants, because as you can clearly see, they are still, or some of them are still there. Then I clearly have to take some of my earlier observations back, because the Wowos is definitely not dead, and also the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax is not dead, and that's one of the dangers in testing if you rely on just one observation, because I relied on the slow sheeting that the Wowos showed and said it is gone. However, I now applied the pre-cleaner several times and washed over it with the wash mitt, and then I removed everything, and then I sprayed over the panel with a fine mist to see how much of the initial beading is left, and there you clearly see that the Vovos is still there. But let's go through the field. Yum wax still there. It's not the best beading anymore. However, it did not start with a pronounced beading, so that's okay. Dunking Biscuit, I still like that one a bit better in the hydrophobics department than the Yum wax. Wax Planet Locked and Load did uphold very well, as did the Simplewax. The Maracana took a heavy hit, but is still there. The EZ, I would say a tiny bit better than the Maracana. The Vovos definitely is there and shows some nice beads, I would say. The AutoGlanz is, I would say, similar as the Maracana down there. Still there, but took a heavy hit. I would now say that the Auto Bright is pretty much gone, except maybe for this little area there. The Infinity Wax Turbo 6, definitely still there. AutoFinesse, gone. The Collinite is an interesting case because it did not start with the best of hydrophobics. However, it upheld this level then pretty nicely. So yes, I can confirm that it is a rather durable wax. Meguiar's M27, still there. Not the worst, I would say, but also not the best. Hybrid ceramic liquid wax looks rather good, I have to say. Same as with the Vovos, it's a slow sheet, but the beading now looks pretty good. Deep crystal, maybe a tiny bit left that lets the water sheet off, but pretty much gone. Turtle wax, definitely gone. Then the Tenzi did uphold pretty damn well. Tonyin, gone. Innovacar, pretty much gone. The Mystery Wax, very, very impressive result. ServFaces, gone. Liquid Elements, a tiny bit of a rest is there. Polish Angel, both of them did uphold pretty damn well. The Snowwhite, good, but the Master Sealant even better. And the winners, I would say, is the Soft 99 Fusso Coat F7, which especially there looks rather good, but look at the Polymer Netshield, and after all those wash cycles and heavy hits with chemicals, this one still looks absolutely fantastic. So, I would say we identified the rather durable waxes in this field. So you now saw all the results from my performance tests I did on these products. What I now did is arrange these products according to their price, meaning that I calculated how much they cost per liter of product. So let's go quickly through this, because this of course can be a factor which is important for you. The mystery product, of course we don't know yet how much this costs, so I couldn't arrange this one. By far the most expensive product is the Polish Angel Snowwhite. Listen, you pay 540 to 760 euros per liter, depending on how much you get from this stuff. So I don't know what's in this, but it has to be liquid gold or something. The Polish Angel Master Sealant is significantly cheaper, but still is an expensive product, with 100 to 360 euros per liter. And you already see the main issue with the Liquid Elements Shield Wax. This also comes at 150 euros per liter. So I'll let you decide if the performance we saw justifies this price. With these surfaces, we have the issue that this small bottle with 250 milliliters costs 19 euros, which amounts to a liter price of 76 euros. Yes, there is a bottle with 1 liter of the product, which then costs 35 euros. But I will not consider this because 1 liter of product is, I think, too much when we compare it to all the other ones which come between 50 and 500 milliliters of product. So the Surfaces stays there as one of the most expensive products in this field. But the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax here in Central Europe, I know that it is cheaper in the States, but we pay 35 euros for it, for this bottle, which amounts to 74 euros per liter. So it's also one of the most expensive ones. Soft 99 Fusso Coat also isn't that cheap, as it costs around 66 euros per liter. Meguiar's M27 costs around 63 euros. The Infinity Wax also not that cheap at 60 euros per liter because you can only get this small bottle. But also the AutoFinesse Radiance costs between 46 and 60 euros per liter, which is why I arranged it here at approximately 60 pounds per liter. Tenzi also not that cheap at 50 euros per liter. Same for the Dunking Biscuit Quartz, which costs 48 pounds per liter. Sonax Polymer Netshield also is not that cheap at 47 euros per liter. The Collinite 845 comes in at around 46 euros per liter. Once again, I know this product is cheaper in the States, but I have to consider the prices I have to pay in this comparison. The AutoGlanz is between 38 and 44 pounds per liter, which is why I arranged it here at the 40 pounds mark, because the Innovacar G1 Glossy also 40 euros per liter, Wax 40 pounds per liter. And with the Wax Planet Lock and Load, we start looking at the products which are below 40 per liter. This is 36, as is the Turtle Wax. The easy one is a bit cheaper at 32 per liter. Tonyin and Meguiar's 31 per liter. Then we come to the very well priced products by Wax Planet, the Maracana, the Simplewax Liquid Armour and Wobos Hot Wax. All are at around 30 pounds per liter, which is an exceptional price in my opinion. The Auto Bright Chocolate Glaze is even a bit cheaper at 28 pounds per liter, and by far the cheapest product in this test is the Wax Planet Duragloss at 20 pounds per liter. So this was it for the testing of these products. Now, based on an obviously very serious condition of OCD, I arranged the products by color because now it is time to talk about the conclusion of these tests and this video. Which means for me, now it is time to crunch the numbers, go back and have a look at all the videos I took, and then I will present the final results and the conclusion of this test in a separate video. And so I hope to see you there. Bye.